How's it going, everybody, man? I hope y'all having a wonderful, blessed day, man. I got some videos I put together for y'all. It is what I had left of the so-called Epstein clips and stuff about, Epstein, Clinton, Trump, and a bunch of these elite politicians and what they were doing behind closed doors. These videos, I'm going to let y'all know so there ain't no trigger warnings. Man, there's some messed up stuff you're going to see. Some stuff is horrifying and it's insane. You wouldn't think people could be this evil, but people apparently are. But anyway, I'll put these videos together for y'all. It's a little bit longer than usual. Y'all go check them out. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Shalom.
This video I found in the Epstein files, which appears to be taken on Epstein's plane. There are two girls and a man who is not redacted. Does anybody know who this man is?
Of Donald Trump being mentioned 38,000 times in the Epstein files.
Yeah, well, that's 38,000 times than most people that I know, and that's 38,000 reasons why people want to know why he won't come in and sit for an interview. People just want justice. I'm a former prosecutor. I'm a dad of a little girl. I'm not going to stop till I find justice on this issue, and if he did nothing wrong, then he should have no problem coming in and answering questions about it.
Picture worth 1,000 words, and nobody said nothing.
In 1994, host Robin Leach asked about their daughter Tiffany, who was then just a year old.
Now, Donna, what does Tiffany have of yours, and what does Tiffany have of Marla's?
Well, I think that she's got a lot of moral, and she's really a beautiful baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell.
This is a Friday's Hello. Catherine and Laura. Oh, there they go. Oh man, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's caught on video now. Mike, you were going home for dinner, right? Yeah. Okay, just checking. Yeah, pudding boy.
Want the truth about who spent the most time on that island? Fine, I'll give it to you straight, no filter. The former president, you know exactly which one. Yeah, Clinton. The survivors still call him number one. Epstein used to laugh and say there was heavy competition for the title, but when the girls compared notes in the safe houses later, every single one of us agreed he took the crown no contest. He liked the dog leashes, thick black leather ones with silver studs. He'd clip them on our collars, yeah, we had collars, and parade us around the main house, barefoot on the marble, out by the pool, sometimes all the way down to the beach. If you walked slow, he'd yank. If you stumbled, he'd make you get on all fours and eat dog biscuits off the floor like a good girl. He kept a crystal bowl of them right by the bar, called them treats. When he was in the mood, he'd pick one of us, always the youngest looking, always the one who still cried, and say, "You've earned something extra special tonight. You don't need me to spell out what the extra special was, you already know." Then then Hillary would walk in. Everything got darker the second she appeared. She didn't want sex. She prefers terror. She'd scream at us to get on the floor and lick up whatever mess had been made. Sometimes it was food, sometimes it wasn't. If we were too slow, she'd grab a fistful of hair and shove our faces into it while the men laughed. And then there were the nights she called the most dangerous game. They'd release us into the trees with a 10-minute head start, barefoot, no clothes. She'd be waiting in a golf cart with a hunting rifle across her lap. Bill and his buddies followed on foot with those electric pods they used on the yachts. If he caught you first, you were dragged back and degraded in ways that used to wake me up screaming. If she caught you, you didn't come back. Most times, she didn't even bother getting close. She'd just take the shot from 50 yards and watch through the scope while you bled out on the leaves. That's who they were on that island. That's who they still are. And every time you see them smiling on television, remember, most of us never came home.
What I'm about to say, without exaggeration, will be the worst thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Hard trigger warning. So the Epstein files allege that they were trafficking newborn babies who were birthed by the young girls who were already being trafficked and assaulted by Epstein's clients, and that they were purposefully starving these babies so that they would suck harder. You can fill in the blanks with that one. Now, this is consistent with that situation involving the UCLA professor who was just fired for telling Jeffrey Epstein in an email that newborns would suck on a pacifier more vigorously if you played an audio of their mother's or father's voice. Now, my question to you is not if what I just said made you uncomfortable, but if what I just said, along with everything else you've read from the Epstein files, makes you uncomfortable enough to do something about it. This man trafficked children to the most powerful elites on planet Earth, from princes to presidents. These people dictate nearly every facet of our lives. Where our taxes go, how much we pay for goods, how laws are written, what topics dominate our news feeds, what content pops up on our social media, how narratives are shaped and structured. And y'all just want to keep moseying on about your day like a hamster on a goddamn wheel, spinning the same narratives that they've been feeding us for decades? Because we knew about this shit for years. We knew Trump was in the Epstein files for years. Why did half the country vote for him? If anything good can come from this atrocity, it's that now maybe more people could finally come to understand that this country is not what we thought it was. We got the files. Now we need arrests and convictions. And then maybe we can actually try to build this nation into what it was supposed to be. Not with monsters like this in charge.
We literally just figured out how to unredact some of the Epstein files that Trump's administration redacted. So the Trump administration is so incompetent that they use the improper formatting for redactions. Meaning that on some of the files, all you got to do is copy the text, including the redactions, and then paste it in a notepad. When pasted, the actual redacted text shows. Watch, I'm doing it again right here. So this turns to this. This is what happens when you hire a criminal as president.
So this administration is proving yet again that they would rather protect predators than protecting victims. Here was another one of those unredacted messages that you could actually do. Donald Trump, you like doing what exactly? Not only that, but also former President Bill Clinton is now publicly speaking about this whole thing. And he said, you know what? Release the entire file, unredacted, completely. He is stating still to redact the victims' names, but release the whole file. 100% transparency. Because that's what everyone wants, right? Transparency. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and also...
This is what people are trying to ignore in the Epstein files, and it's beyond disturbing. According to what's being described in these documents, babies were literally killed, dismembered, and there are allegations that their intestines were cut open, their feces were removed, and people ate it. Like, I'm sorry, but that is not normal crime. That is pure evil. And it gets even worse because there's also a story about a 16-year-old girl who supposedly kept diary entries written in code describing being raped and impregnated by Epstein. And the most horrifying part is that she was allegedly forced to carry the pregnancy to full term. She wasn't given a choice. She wasn't protected. She was treated like an object. Then, after she gave birth, they supposedly let her hold the baby for a few minutes, and then they came in, ripped the baby away from her, and took it. And from that point on, nobody even knows what happened. So when people still sit online and act like, oh, this is fake news, or they're making up the Epstein files, I'm sorry, but you sound delusional. Or worse, you sound like someone who just doesn't want to accept reality because it's too disgusting to face. Because these aren't just random rumors. The claim is that there are images, written records, and files documenting what happened, and they're not even releasing everything. So if you're watching this and still saying none of it is real, you're basically spitting in the face of every victim who came forward. You're invalidating their stories, their trauma, and their lives. At some point, you have to stop pretending it's a conspiracy and start realizing this is exactly how powerful monsters get away with things for decades. Go educate yourself.
He was just 6 when he disappeared. No note, no calls, no trace. Benny Raposa went missing in early 2019. By Christmas Eve that same year, police paused the active search. No new leads. But his family? They never stopped looking. They handed out flyers, posted online, begged for tips. Still, not one confirmed sighting has ever been reported. Now, years later, a video surfaces. A young man in the background, familiar eyes, same build. Is it him? Who is that kid? Where has he been? In an age where everything is recorded, how does someone vanish without a single digital footprint? His case remains open, unsolved, unforgotten.
Buried within the Epstein files released by the U.S. Department of Justice, there are more than 1,000 fragmented videos that our team has been reviewing. They were recorded here in the sexual predator's office, tucked within his home in Palm Beach, Florida. You can see the well-appointed room here, his desk topped with framed photographs, the shelves lined with books. Now it appears that Epstein had a miniature camera or cameras in this room. We found an email exchange written in 2014. Jeffrey Epstein writes an email instructing a member of staff to buy a couple of secret cameras. Let's get 3 motion-detected hidden cameras that record. Thanks, he writes. 5 hours later, he gets a reply. Jeffrey, I already, too, purchased the motion sensor camera from the Spy store in Fort Lauderdale. I charged them last night and figuring out how to work them as we speak. I'm installing them into Kleenex boxes now. Right, we're going to show you several sequences that appear to have been captured by a surveillance camera. We see the desk, the shelves, and a figure who appears to be Jeffrey Epstein, here wearing a black shirt. There's a woman in shorts propped up on the desk. 2 more women join them, and we see them orbiting around the room. And I should say that we have blurred their faces to protect their identities. In another set of images, a woman in dark trousers enters his office. Another appears at his side, then kneels down before him. Now we know from police documents that victims feared that they were being secretly recorded. And these images, analyzed by our team, suggest that was indeed the case. They also offer a rare glimpse of what his life was like.
Names, last names, area codes. Okay.
Who created this book?
Epstein himself.
This book was made by Epstein?
This is a video of an FBI sting operation with Jeffrey Epstein's former house manager and an undercover FBI employee from 2009. The Palm Beach house manager, Alfredo Rodriguez, believes he is selling Epstein's address book to someone representing a lawyer of Epstein's victims.
You will see a lot of important people here.
He claims that the book contains contacts of powerful people, as well as Epstein's victims.
So those are mostly underage girls, those numbers?
They were very young.
A source familiar with the case confirmed the video shows the sting operation, which court documents show happened 2 years after the FBI demanded that Rodriguez turn over any Epstein documents. Instead, court documents say he kept the address book and tried to sell it for $50,000. In the occasionally redacted 45-minute video of the meeting, Rodriguez implicates Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's close associate, who's now serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking of minors.
Ghislaine Maxwell was his former companion, a very powerful lady from England. She would go to the former Eastern countries in Europe and find girls for Epstein. And I knew that because I went with my wife.
Rodriguez also claims that Maxwell kept a computer database of girls, something he said he saw briefly once.
What kind of pictures?
Naked girls from Sweden, from Romania, from Czechoslovakia, from Brazil, from
All
Colombia.
minors? All young girls?
Very young, very young.
Like when you say very young, how young are we talking?
16, 17, the teenagers, they have braces mostly.
Rodriguez provided no evidence to support the existence of the database.
Good, count it. And while you're
The video, released as part of the recent trove of Epstein documents, abruptly ends after the agent hands Rodriguez a bag of cash and says he will call the lawyer. Rodriguez was arrested for failing to turn over the book as evidence. He claimed the book was his property and that he should be compensated for it, saying it was his insurance policy and that he feared Epstein would make him disappear or harm him. He eventually pleaded guilty to obstruction charges. At sentencing, prosecutors said that if Rodriguez had turned over the book in 2007, when authorities first requested it, it would have significantly advanced the ball toward bringing Epstein to trial, rather than allowing him to secure a plea deal. Rodriguez was sentenced to 18 months in prison and died in 2014.
Don't get me twisted. I am not in any way saying that the Epstein files are fake, are a distraction, or a hoax, or any of that stuff. I believe this is 100% real. This is our president. This is the left and the right. You got your Republican and your Democrat. They're hanging out at the club. They're in the club and you're not. And that's the problem. That's why we're in this mess that we're in, because it's a big club. And the only way that you can be president is if you're a part of the club. Don't fall for the whole thing that Trump is going to save the day, that he's a superhero. He's not. He's just another puppet. So this is how Satan works. He offers you all the kingdoms of the world, just like he did Jesus. If you bow down to me, I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world. And he's giving them that promise. You see all these American idols, they're walking around like gods on earth, while thousands of people are in the audience raising their hands. Oh, I just want to touch you. I'll never wash this hand again. And they have more money than they could ever spend. Everywhere they go, things are given to them. Here's an outfit. Your food is on the house. You live like a god. When you sell your soul to Satan, he will give you all the kingdoms of the world. But that road always has a dead end. And he is going to collect at some point in time. And right now, that's what's happening. Right now, all the dirt is coming out. So these people, these sick, elitist people have been doing disgusting things because they have more money than they know what to do with. And wealthy people like that, they've done everything in the world there is to do. And so they're just experimenting with everything. The most disgusting, the most vile things. And actually that's part of the ritual. In order to get to that high level, you must do the most disgusting things, because that's how Satan blesses you. Because when you partake in sin, you open the door for Satan to have more access and power into your life. So if Satan wants to offer you power, like sorcery and witchcraft, then you're going to have to do some disgusting things to get to that point, right? So don't get me twisted on this. These things are absolutely true. What's happening, what's coming out is absolutely true, but it's because Satan is done with the puppets. He's done with the pawns, and he's got all the blackmail, and it's all coming out right now. Why now? Why 2016? Why in just the past few years did we have the Nickelodeon documentary, the Diddy files coming out, the Epstein files coming out, chaos on every front, weather manipulation like never before. Everything, every aspect of our society is falling apart, crumbling, right? Why? To bring us to our knees, to cry out for a savior. It's ordered out of chaos. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to get into this stuff. Let's bring up some scriptures, because a lot of people think, oh, why do you always talk about conspiracy theories? Why do you always talk about the devil? Why don't you just talk about Jesus? Do you realize that if you believe the Bible, you are a conspiracy theorist? The Bible is the biggest conspiracy theorist book on earth, because it's all about that we are in a secret war, a war for your mind. We cannot see the enemy. He's invisible. He's a conspiratist. He's hiding, and he's using all these psychological weapons against us to distract us from Christ, to make us fall into sin. And it's our job to expose that deception, to shine light in the darkness, and to bring people out of the pit. And maybe our channel is just a stepping stone for some. I believe that. Maybe once you see the light, then you move on and you go to things that bring hope and encouragement. And we need that too. But we are called to be the watchmen so that your blood is not on our hands. And so these scriptures are like conspiracy theorist scriptures, right? Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day meaning the coming of the Lord, shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So the Antichrist, or literally Satan appearing as Christ, this supernatural being that's soon to come upon this world and do lying signs and wonders and deceive the whole world, that's not going to happen until something happens first. A falling away first. Are we having a falling away? Our church is lukewarm. Our church is literally living like the world. Is the world going into complete chaos and has no moral compass whatsoever? Do concerts look like satanic rituals on stage? Yes, we are in a falling away right now. So what's soon to come? That man of sin will be revealed, and then Christ returns. We have to understand prophetic events in the order that they come. Do not fall for a supernatural being that's doing even miracles and saying he's Christ. Christ is not going to set foot on this earth until everything is done. Until Satan appears as Christ, is defeated, and then he will set foot. He's going to come like lightning flashes from the east to the west. The dead in Christ shall rise first. Those who are alive and remain will be called up to meet the Lord in the air. He's not coming to us. We are going to him.